Lakin Thompson, and I am 9 years old, and I got a question for Jeremy Ray Taylor. Are you afraid of the dark?
Okay, yes. Okay, so I think everybody is afraid of the dark to a certain extent because it's the unknown. The dark is a very scary place where you don't know what's in it. So I think everybody's afraid of the dark. But I'm terrified of the dark, like terrified. I used to be afraid of my TV too, when I was little. I'm just making fun of myself up here, this is so bad. So when I was little, I had a TV that I was afraid something was gonna come out of. I don't know why. So yes, the dark and my TV were my biggest fears when I was little.
Are you afraid of taking your driver's test again?
Absolutely. Okay guys, calm down.
All right, well thank you, Lakin. Okay, next.
My name is Kaylee and I'm 9, and since you've done It and Are You Afraid of the Dark, do you like doing scary movies?
I used to hate scary movies because I got too scared of them, but now like since I've filmed a bunch of them, it kind of like opened this gate to a new genre. So now I love horror movies. I watch them all the time.
Thank you, Kaylee.
Nice.
My name is Sophie, and I'm 13, and my question is for Jeremy. So what's your favorite horror movie?
Am I allowed to say it? Is that cheating? The new Chucky was really good, but I feel like it's really hard to make a scary movie because like the standards have raised so. Hi there. The standards have raised so much because it's like harder to scare people now. Hi. But I'd say one of my favorite horror movies is probably the new Child's Play.
I think if they did a Chucky movie as Chucky as a teenager, he would be perfect at that role, don't you think? Can you see him in Chucky as a teenager?
Do I take that as a compliment or should I be offended?
Thank you, Sophie.
My name is Riley, and I'm 12 years old, and my question is for Jeremy. I wanted to know your advice for getting like an acting career in a small town.
That is a very hard one. I would say the first thing to do to get an acting career is get an agent. I know that's hard, but you just start looking them up, and a lot of people that I know, like almost half the IT cast actually started acting with Craigslist jobs. So you can start pretty much anywhere, and quick shout out to my mom. You can actually download her course at momagers.com, themomagers.com, and there's everything you need to know about getting an acting there.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Gracie and I'm 16. First of all, I just wanted to say it's perfectly fine about the the permit test because I failed mine too the first time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, but also I was wondering, what's your biggest fear?
It's a toss-up between heights and claustrophobia. I'm terrified of small spaces and heights. By the way, I filmed a Ferris wheel scene in episode 2. I don't know who's seen episode 2 yet. And that was like my worst fear ever. So all of that acting was completely real. Like, there was no acting that night.
Thank you.
Hi, my name's Elijah, and this question is for Jeremy. I was wondering, do you have any pets?
I have one pet. Her name is Miss Kitty. We call her Kitty because Miss Kitty's way too long. And a lot of the time we take care of my brother's dog, Melly, because he doesn't want to take care of her. So I do have a cat.
Thank you.
I have a question for Jeremy. Has being in scary movies made your fear of the dark worse?
That's a hard one because being around the scary things can make it worse, but at the same time, you're seeing how these things are made, and it kind of lets you know that it's not real and there's nothing actually out there. So technically, it's made it better. So now I'm a less scared man.
Are you really a germaphobe?
Not at all.
No.
It was like actually kind of hard to play that role, but I live on a farm, so there's no way I could be a germaphobe. So technically, I'm not.
See, that's just how good your acting was.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Do you watch your scary movies that you're in, like It or Goosebumps or Are You Afraid of the Dark?
I do, but I can't say that I love watching myself. Have you ever like made a video on your phone and you hear your voice and you're like, wow, that's me? Jeez. That's how all of this is.
Yep.
So like to rewatch yourself is very strange, and I'm usually very hypercritical of myself. So I do watch all my movies, but at the same time, it can be difficult.
Well, I was in a play and they recorded it, and I watched myself, and I didn't really like it because because you could see like all the mistakes you did, so I didn't really like watching that.
Well, you probably did way better than you thought you did.
I only made like one mistake.
Hey, that's for sure. You know what's really fun is when you're like recording or working on a song and you don't like to hear yourself and you have to hear your voice over and over and over. I don't get used to it, not really, but it's kind of the same idea. You're hearing yourself rather than seeing yourself.
We're usually our own worst critic, aren't we?
True.
Yeah, that's very true.
True.
All right, so the mission and the reason why they chose to do this event here tonight for you guys was to help spark opportunities for you guys to help out in the community. And they also wanted to talk to you a little bit about their success at a young age, obviously, and how each person here in this audience needs to continue to dream, because it's happening for them. It already happened for them. It's continuing on, and it just can get better. And they started right here in this small town. So what I want to do is each one of you, if you'll take the opportunity to give your words of wisdom to the audience.
Oh, great. First. See, I don't talk that much. I'm like the quiet one over here. Man, okay. I would say that the first step is really finding what you love to do, and just exploring that as much as you can, because at first, like I fell in love with like making movies and stuff like that, like little homemade movies. But over the years, I kind of fell away from that and started to get more into music and stuff. So like, it's good to like explore it, because maybe that's not what you want to do, but you just gotta like get experience and just figure it out like that. So just explore your options. And I use all that movie stuff today when I edit our videos, so it helps. Just everything helps. So if that made any sense. If I had to say anything, for me, a really big thing, a really, really important thing is being positive in whatever you're doing or whatever you're exploring. Like Sai said, positivity can easily make or break you, because your mind and where your mindset is at is going to really affect the work you put out, or the work ethic that you have, or the drive that you have to explore different paths, like they were saying. So being positive and staying motivated and above those, just keep pushing, because it's going to make or break you. So positivity is probably one of the biggest things that I encourage, because I myself don't like to be positive sometimes. So yeah, very perfectionist, things like that. So just being positive, and that's I can get you a long way and keep you going.
That's a good one. I think for me, my biggest thing I would say is, like I said earlier, perseverance. Just sticking to it, because you're not going to be great at everything you do the first time or the first 10 times. Like I said, it's over years, and if you find something like Josiah said, and you've explored and you found things that you love or that you're good at or that you're passionate about, you will stick with those things, because you can't imagine yourself being you without it. Everybody has something that they're good at. There's not one person that doesn't have something, and so just stick to it and work hard. There's no substitute for hard work. So just making sure you're giving it your best, and even when you hear no or you're turned down over and over and over, you just
look at it as another opportunity to try something else. Try
something else, or to keep doing it and learn from it and get better from it. So yeah, that's what I would say. Okay, now it's my turn. Mine would probably be to remember the lessons that you've learned, and know that there's going to be more lessons down the road that will be hard, to deal with, because I know we've all had lessons and things that have gone wrong and things that we necessarily didn't want to happen, but it all like turns out for the better down the road, even if you can't see it yet. So I'd probably say to just remember the lessons and don't beat yourself up about certain things.
So one of the hardest things for me when it came to finding my passion or what I wanted to do.
Use that one. All right.
So when it came to me and finding what I wanted to do and my passion, and it was hard because I tried so many different things and I liked a lot of them, but not necessarily loved them. And when it came to acting, it wasn't my favorite thing, and so it ended up not working out. But you have to give everything your hardest, and if it doesn't work out, just try and find what you love, and when you do, just stay determined and persevere through the hard times, because giving up is probably the biggest thing to try not to do, because you just need to work hard and to stay determined through the hard things, because that's what got him where he is, and now me where I am. So
My biggest motto is sometimes you win and sometimes you learn. It's never sometimes you win and sometimes you lose, because you never lose. You just learn from your mistakes, and you learn from the times that it doesn't work out. I mean, this stuff doesn't happen overnight, and I mean, I've been doing this for 8 years, and I just now gotten it. So, you know, it takes a long time. It takes a lot of hard work, and it's not easy. But if it's what you love, you just gotta keep pushing, and you just gotta keep doing it, and you can't give up. There were so many times that I told my mom, like during an audition, I was like, I'm quitting this. This is way too hard. This is too much for me. I'm done. And she was like, okay, fine. We'll just turn down everything. I'll call your agent right now. And I was like, okay, well, we don't have to do that. We don't have to do that. Because I realized, like, people would give their right arm to do what I'm doing right now. And I'm very grateful for that. And I got it because I worked really, really hard. And I'm very blessed. And you just got to keep going, and you just got to keep working hard. And treat everybody as yourself. Also, my second motto is that it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. And
don't forget where you came from.
Exactly. And always treat everybody as equals, because everybody is equal. So, yeah.
That's amazing words of wisdom from some youth right here on the stage. Don't you agree?